Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Mace. I'm coming to you from Canada. Today we have 50 times Americans wrote such dumb comments. The internet just had to shame them. Let's get into it. Hope y'all are doing incredible, phenomenational, and spectaculational. All of the made up words for today. Yeah, let's just hop right into it without further ado. Let's go. Let's go. All right. Bang, you guys can see what I'm doing. 50 times Americans wrote such dumb comments. The internet just had to shame them. All right. Not everyone is cut out for book learning. Yeah. Stop saying all your big people words and your lawyer words. All right. Number one. Y'all teach kids French, Spanish, Latin, dead language. Excuse me? Those are some of the most spoken languages on the planet. Y'all teach kids French, Spanish, Latin, dead languages, but leave out American Sign Language, a language used by millions of deaf folks alive and breathing today. Make it make sense. Yes, make it make sense. I agree. Make it make sense. There's a response. Pardon my dead French, but were you homeschooled by a pigeon? Signed, French Canadian. Well, bless you, French Canadian. I enjoy your comment. All right, next one. Hope you all are doing grand. Hope you're enjoying. America is the reason you have cars. Say what you want. America is the reason you have cars. No, that's what I was gonna say. No, that's the Germans and their very, very long history of engineering prowess. Can't beat German engineering, baby. It's color, not color. Colorblind test. We got a blue strawberry. Coming to a grocery store near you. Blue strawberries. It's color, not color. Are you American by any chance? It's the arrogance, I think, of Americans to make a declarative statement like it's color, not color. Like they can't even imagine a world in which different regions, different countries, different places have different spellings for certain words. And the Americans are usually the ones that effed up the spelling in the first place. I mean, they altered the spelling. SMH, as they say. Americans come to the world with the same enthusiasm that they bring to all-you-can-eat buffets, idealistic, in good intentions, and blissfully unaware of what they've loaded onto their plate. Part of the reason is simply geographical size. In a nation where driving to the next decent supermarket can take 3 hours. Hyperbole, but still. Yeah, I mean, North American cities are typically pretty terrible for walkability. I know the metropolitan areas are better, but most kind of mid-sized cities are just horrible. You have to have a vehicle to make a living and just survive and live with any sort of quality of life. Because if you're walking to the grocery store, it's probably going to be like an hour and a half, depending on where you live. But yeah. Boarding a train to another country and crossing borders seems as distant as taking a camel through Death Valley. Most people grow up wandering beaches in Florida, Montana's small towns, and believe that world travel is merely a longer car trip. Yeah, the Americans that don't have their passports and have never traveled and really don't have much perspective on the world. I think that's one of the most frustrating things that people point out about not all Americans, mind you, but a lot of great Americans are out there, like ones that didn't vote for Trump. But yeah, it's the arrogance, I think, and the hubris and just the complete unwillingness to have an open mind about things. Number 4, in Europe, you can't buy utility knives. America, where you can remove a wall with a utility knife. Yeah, our house building materials certainly aren't as robust as some of the building styles in Europe. Europe, where you can't buy a utility knife. America, where they have no idea what Europe is like. Yeah, I mean, a lot of Americans. Not all Americans. America, where people walk around carrying assault rifles, like their lunchboxes. Why do you have to... Is assault like a naughty word? Is that going to put you into internet jail? Is that one of the words that as they develop AI? Is that one of the things that AI is going to be surveilling us for? Like, we're going to have really, really ultra precise and ultra efficient artificial intelligence algorithms that will identify bad words and wrong think immediately, and you'll be put into internet jail. They'll freeze your bank accounts, or they'll just make it because, we're heading to an all digital currency, of course. That's just the way it's going. Uh, you see, even in a lot of businesses nowadays, in North America at least, are saying, we no longer accept cash, which is pretty wild. It's like, we no longer accept legal tender. And from my understanding, like private businesses can do this, but any sort of government services still have to accept cash. But we're certainly going to a place where every single transaction will be recorded. So say goodbye to any sort of garage sales and things like that. They'll be a thing of the past. Hey, you want this item on Marketplace or Craigslist? Yeah, you're gonna have to send an e-transfer. England doesn't speak English, they speak British. Yes, everybody knows this. English doesn't speak English, they speak British. America speaks English. Oh god. Americans correcting English spellings. England doesn't speak English, they speak British. America speaks English. Uh, oh, okay. Might be having a brain aneurysm over here. This sentence is wild. It's pronounced British. No one that speaks English writes in Celsius. Huh? The majority of the world, I think, that speaks English, they they use Celsius. Scam. No one that speaks English writes in Celsius. Actually, that's completely inaccurate. The U.S. is the one of the only countries that uses Fahrenheit. What do you know? Most of the world, including your Canadian neighbors, use Celsius. Yeah, I think there's like 3 countries that use the imperial system. It's not really a conspiracy, and is more cramming all factoids about domestic politics into textbooks that would make War and Peace seem short. War and Peace, based on war, what is it good for? When foreign capitals and cultures get a paragraph wedged at the rear of the book, it's easy to graduate with honors in US geography and a passing mark in everybody else's land. This is self explanatory. Okay, what do we got here? Why do you have school on Memorial Day? I'm South African. My school is in my country, so yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. Sorry. Why did they write sorry like a toddler? America forgetting that other countries exist part. 1 kajillion for the 1 kajillionth time. Yes. Solar panels run off power plants, which are powered by fossil fuels. That's not how solar panels work. I love my solar and an electric car. Smartest thing ever. Good luck charging your vehicle when there's no fossil fuels to run the power plants. Uh, yeah. Have fun with continually horrific forest fires as we move into the next decades. Modern Europe, Japan, and China is less than 75 years old. What? You do realize that the rest of the world is fairly new compared to US cities, right? The confidence in which they're writing this. Because of 2 world wars, modern Europe, Japan, and China is less than 75 years old. Because of the Korean and the Vietnam Wars, modern Southeast Asia is about 50 years old. The Middle East was nothing until about 30 or 40 years ago. Wow. US cities are 150 to 300 years old. This is what we're talking about here when we talk about brain dead, historically illiterate Americans. Yeah, just laugh emojis. That's really all you can. That's all you can say at that point. Number 10. I figured out how European time works, and it was like a light bulb went off in my brain. Okay, what is European time? Are we talking about like I figured out how European time works, and it was like a light bulb went off in my brain. For my whole life, I've read military slash European time. Oh, so he refers to European and military time synonymously by just subtracting 2 and erasing the 1. For example, 1430. So subtract 2 and erasing the 1. Right. Do y'all get what I mean? Yeah, but there's a much easier way to do that. Just don't be. I hope. Laugh out loud. I never knew how it actually worked. I just figured out when I was a kid. All of a sudden, I realized how it actually works. American clocks go from 12 a.m. to 12 p.m., then restarts. European time just continues on after 12 p.m. Instead of switching to 1 p.m., they switch to 1300 until it goes all the way up to the full 24-hour day. I figured this out by myself, and I just wanted to share my light bulb moment. Wow. Sweet summer child. For fuck's sakes. France has like 100 people in it. Yes, France is a very, very low population. So sad that you guys have to go through this, honestly. In France, it's so easy and cheap, if not completely free. France has like 100 people in it with a much smaller welfare population. I don't know France's population. If I had to guess, I would say somewhere in the ballpark of 100 million. But this is bad. I should probably know this. Let's say 80 to 120 million. Let's see. I'm probably horribly wrong. That's my apologies. 69 million. Well, I said 80 to 120. I was way off, but not too bad, I suppose. Anyways. Yes, the ever trusty no internet Wi-Fi technology. I'm using my Wi-Fi to watch TV. No internet involved. Um, Wi-Fi is internet. What? You are writing this on TV then? No, I said I'm using Wi-Fi to watch TV. What part of that didn't you understand? And quite frankly, I'm on my phone using a mobile app that uses Wi-Fi or data. I'm not on the internet with it either. Seems you don't know the difference between the things. Yeah, this person doesn't know what the World Wide Web is. International coverage often pauses long enough to mention a crisis before switching back to celebrity gossip, political theatrics, and sports highlights, with algorithms serving up more of what keeps viewers clicking. Little wonder that an average American might recognize every Kardashian, but not the prime minister of a neighboring country. Yeah, this is a big problem with social media and celebrity worship. Who knew? Uh, yeah, people don't have much going on in their lives, so that if you're watching the Kardashians or you know any of the Kardashians outside of Kim, you have a problem. You have a problem. And the reason I know Kim Kardashian is mainly because of Eminem's funny lines about her, and of course her being married to Kanye West. Uh, yeah. Okay. No more comment on the Kardashians. I don't want to speak their name. They shall be those names which we shall not speak. No one goes to Europe for the food. Wow. Make it make sense. An American critiquing food is hilarious. I agree. We got the best food in the world. No one goes to Europe for the food. My God, man. Absolutely ridiculous. Speaking of Americans pretending they invented something that's from other countries, he who must not be named made an app called He Who Must Not Be Named Mobile and brags it's American when it's Chinese and tariffed. I don't know what app they're referring to, but yeah, tariffed. By the way, Trump just has made a new threat to Canada to make 50% tariffs on a bunch of goods. But some of them are like, on some of the products that he's proposed his new tariff on is like hockey sticks. So it's clearly this Trumpist. It's a symbolic, the inclusion of the hockey sticks, it's a symbolic thing because how big of a market is Canadian export hockey sticks? Like it can't be, it's got to be a pretty minuscule niche market, but Yeah, Trump continues to alienate Canadians. Why? I don't know. On a post with a recipe that measures with grams. Why do people post stuff on grams? We use ounces. Because not everyone is American. Who's we? Yeah. Americans. I thought they meant Instagram now. Now I'm thinking Insta ounce. That's funny. Americans with water versus Europeans with water. Americans with water versus Europeans with water. Are y'all okay over there? Are you hydrated? You drink water like it costs money to go pee. Oh wait. What surprises me is how much walking is done in Europe as main transportation, yet they don't carry around water bottles. I'm genuinely curious as to why those correlate, if anyone has any ideas. Asian. I absolutely refuse to carry a gigantic bottle made with the heaviest material possible. A small reusable plastic bottle will do. The lighter the better. We can refill in schools and workplaces anyway. Uh, yeah, I'll often be seen with a water bottle. I like to drink a lot of water. I don't know how much I drink. I drink like I think it's a 1 liter bottle. I probably drink about four of them per day, something like that. Not including coffee and other drinks that I might have. So, but I also run a lot and I do a lot of physical exercise. I'm outside. I'm moving a lot, so I get quite thirsty in my work. All right, I think that's enough for today. I think I've had about enough. Make sure to comment down below, like the video, all of that good stuff. Got to try to raise my energy up the next time. I can be silly, I can be stupid, I can do a performance, I can be calm, I can do a lot of different styles on the channel. So let me know what you would prefer. Um, anyways, we shall see you on the next one. Peace out.